Hello, welcome to the Heard Between podcast. I'm your host, Kelly Jones, and I'm so happy to have you here today. Episode 9, let's get it. We here, baby. Episode 9, that's crazy. But we're here. Today's drink. This is a tart cherry lime grapefruit drink mocktail. So good. With a little lime on the side. We had a get together at the house on Sunday for Easter, and I cut up a whole bunch of limes and lemons and like for people to put on their glasses. But like I had so many left over, and so I've been putting it on all my drinks, and honestly, it's felt really good. So if you need a new way to romanticize your life, cut up some lemons and limes for your drink. It feels good. Anyways, welcome back. I'm really excited about today's episode. Um, Listen, y'all, the weather is getting warmer. We're about to be showing a little more skin. We're about to be outside. The jackets are coming off. And yeah, we're about to be outside. So, drum roll, da 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 da. Today's episode is going to be called Spring into Wellness 10 Healthy Queen Habits. Ah, I think spring is such a great season. It kind of represents life and how we're coming out of this dark, cold winter and we're springing into this new, beautiful life. You know what I mean? Like, spring represents new life. Like, all the leaves died and now they're springing up again. They're blooming. I'm looking out my window right now and I'm looking at how these trees were literally just bare and now they're like have all these beautiful flowers on them. So that's what spring represents. I love the seasons. Nature teaches you so much. Like it literally represents life. Nature is life. But anyways, so as we're stepping into spring, um, many of us are wanting to get into springing into some new healthy habits. I know I am. You might not be, but if you are, this episode is for you. So today, I kind of wanted to just share some tips and some things that I'm going to be working on in this new season. And I also want to add that, like, stepping into these healthy habits isn't just because we're going into summer, it's because we want to be a healthy queen for life. We're doing this for our 80-year-old self, we're doing this for our tomorrow self. When you make an effort to be your healthiest self, you always will feel better. And so, yeah, I just want to share some tips today, things that I'm stepping into. And yeah, maybe you get something from it. Maybe you're like, oh no, I don't need that. Hey, that's okay. If you needed a sign to step into the healthiest version of yourself, this is your sign. So we're just going to dive straight into it. And yeah, I'm excited. Uh, so we're going to dive right in. We're going to spring into it. I wish you could see me. Sometimes I wonder what it's like to just listen to me versus watch me because I feel like it's a totally different experience. Nevertheless, let's get into it. My first tip is something most of us can all do, and that is daily movement. Notice I didn't say going into the gym, lifting weights, going to a Pilates class. No, I said daily movement. My line of work does not require me to be active, meaning I'm usually just talking or I'm at a computer or maybe doing a presentation. But I'm not doing a lot of physical activity. I'm not doing a lot of walking. And so, one thing I realized is daily movement literally changes everything. And sometimes I'll be irritated. Sometimes I'll feel like quitting everything that I'm doing. And really, what I needed was a walk outside. I needed to move my legs, get those neurons neuroning. I don't even know. You know what I mean. And so I would say tip number one is daily movement. Get to walking. Do a YouTube stretch session by one of these fitness influencers. Yoga at home, yoga at a studio, Pilates, any type of movement that gets you going. Maybe it's that treadmill that people put at their desk. It will literally change your life mentally and physically. One thing I was reading was like how walking is like one of the most underrated forms of movement. People think that walking doesn't do anything. Let me challenge you. If you were to go on a 2 mile walk every day, you would be unrecognizable probably in the next 3 months. But it seems so simple, but most of us are not doing that. Most of us do not get 5K steps in. And so, yeah, I would say get some daily movement in. And this is the perfect time. Well, it might not be the perfect time if you have allergies, but outside is just looking beautiful. Like flowers are in bloom. It's even if you can do a 20-minute walk outdoors, daily movement. I feel like I've said daily movement like 5 times, but you guys get it. Move your body, get your heart pumping, get up from your desk, do something. And if it's a rainy day, do something in your living room. If your gym offers free yoga classes, do that. Like get it popping, honey. I know I am. One of my goals is to go on one walk a day. Even if it's 15 minutes, even if it's just in the cul-de-sac of my neighborhood. I really want to get my body going because my day to day is not, I have to be very intentional about moving my body because my line of work, I am moving my mouth, moving my fingers, typing on the keyboard, and maybe at most I'm standing up doing a presentation. But other than that, yeah, no. Okay, tip number two. And this is probably one of the most challenging ones for me. That is nourishing my body with whole foods. Listen, exercise ain't even half the battle. What are you putting into your body? And that's a question that I have to ask myself every week. Kelly, what are you putting into your body this week? How can we make it as easy as possible for you to put the right foods into your body? Kelly, how can we prevent you from going into Chick-fil-A every time you get hungry for lunch? How can we prevent you from door dashing your birria tacos when you don't feel like going to make yourself a lunch? Nourishing your body with whole foods is so important. Food is literal medicine. And so um, I think that it's important that we think a little bit more about what we're putting into our bodies because you can go to the gym every day, but if you're eating trash, none of that matters. If you're not eating enough, none of that matters. We got to eat enough. No matter how much weight we're trying to lose, we still need to eat enough food and eat real food. There's so much processed food nowadays, and I am never going to cut out all processed food. That's just something that I probably won't do. And I am somebody who's very honest with themselves. And yeah, I'm always going to want some ice cream. I'm always going to want to eat a corn dog when I go to the fair. But 80% of the time, can I choose whole, rich, nutrient dense foods? Yes, I can. I actually won a grant to be a part of like this nutrition program, and I learned so much. And they taught us how to like balance out our plates, how to choose budget friendly items at the store. So instead of feeling like you have to buy chicken breast, you could go with the chicken thighs. Chicken thighs are always cheaper for the most part. We learned about meal prepping. It was just really good, but I really need to put those things into practice. And yeah, I really want to get better at that. So if you have any tips, share them with me. Another thing that I've started doing to help me with this is buy cookbooks, go on Pinterest, find fun recipes. Because when I first started being intentional about what I put on my plate, I started to feel like all I could eat was fish, broccoli, rice, or chicken breast, broccoli, potatoes. I didn't think about how I could be creative with it. So, what's really helped me is Pinterest and cookbooks. And cookbooks are kind of old school. So, but they're fun to me. So, yeah, you got to do what works for you, make it fun. The only way you're going to be able to sustain it is if you make it fun and if you make it fit with your lifestyle. And I forgot to add too, when I say whole foods, I mean foods with one ingredient. So, whole foods example is like chicken breast, not chicken breast with all the breading in the frozen department, chicken breast that's at the deli. Um, chicken breast that's in the butcher, like in the meat section. I mean, broccoli. I mean, red potatoes. I mean, brown rice. Those are whole foods because there's not ingredients. The only ingredient is the food, if that makes sense. Also, I'm not a nutritionist, only sharing what I know. But yeah, eat like you love yourself. Be intentional. Don't be too strict. Listen, we have grandparents that lived, well, I don't have grandparents that's lived this long, but there are people who literally drink a Coke every day that have lived until they're like 95. So don't be too strict. Like, listen, if you want the hamburger from Wendy's, get the hamburger from Wendy's, but it's really about what do you do the majority of the time. Tip number 3, hydrate. We're working on hydration. Get yourself a fun cup. Get yourself a Stanley. Get yourself one of them cool new trending water bottles. Whatever it takes, get yourself that so you can drink some water. Our bodies are basically water. And so if we're not hydrating ourselves throughout the day, which oftentimes I'm not, we're dehydrated. We're drowning. So, not drowning, because drowning would mean we're filling up with water. We are drying up. Like, I can honestly feel my brain like shrinking and shriveling up when I don't have any water. So, ladies, we're going to hydrate. We're going to get our cute water bottle. We're going to fill it up with ice or no ice. We're going to put some lemon in it or lime or whatever that makes it go down faster. And we're going to sip our water. We're sipping our water. And some ways that have helped me drink more water, is get a cool water bottle, infuse it with like lime or lemon. But if you're really struggling, I would even add like maybe a little sparkle in it, like some carbonation, like from some sparkling water. I don't know. Those things help me. And often I also try not to buy juice. I will buy orange juice, but for the most part, I'll buy, I'll buy tart cherry juice for my nighttime drink. But try not to buy a lot of juice, especially the juice with added sugar. That has helped me choose water or coconut water over sugar. Whatever you put in your house, you're going to drink. So put drinks in your refrigerator that you don't mind going in on. And when you do buy a drink that, hey, it's not the closest thing to water, just make sure that you put up some boundaries with it. Me, I have to put up boundaries when juice is in this house because I love juice and I would drink it up. But I really discipline myself. And whenever I really feel like I need a sweet, sweet drink, I'll go for coconut water or maybe a poppy. Oh, poppies are so good. Tip number 4, practice mindful eating. I think this is something that a lot of us don't think about, but a lot of time we're distracted when we're eating. We're watching TV, decompressing, but watching TV, scrolling on our phone, and maybe even like working, like we're on our lunch and we're working, just not slowing down and focusing on the beautiful meal that we're eating. Sometimes we don't even know we're full because we're so distracted. Sometimes we overeat. Sometimes we let our food get cold and undereat because we don't like the taste of the cold food, all because we're distracted while eating. And so, one thing I would say and challenge all of us to do, including myself, is to mindfully eat, slow down, put the screen down when you're chewing, really digest the food. Um, be so focused on the meal that you're eating that you know when you're full, you know when it's time to stop. Um, so, yeah, not the usual tip. I don't know if any of y'all have heard about this, but yeah, try it out. I notice that when I'm eating and I'm just like talking to somebody, enjoying their company, or eating alone, I feel like I enjoy my meal more. I feel like I can taste the flavors more and I can appreciate it more. And it allows me some time to just really slow down too. Because we live such a fast life, always trying to do multiple things at once. No, slow down, focus on the meal at hand. We're healthy queens. It's what we do. Tip number 5, we're halfway through. Prioritize sleep. Yeah, sleep is just so important. I know we don't all need the same amount of sleep, but for whatever amount you need to be getting it. When we're sleeping, our body is literally repairing itself, and it really affects your health. It affects your mood. It affects how well you can perform the next day. So, I would say, yeah, invest in good sleep. Some ways that I do that is number one is I establish a bedtime routine. Now, this kind of looks like for me after dinner, I'm usually going to shower. Sometimes I shower before dinner. Um, I usually get a cup of tea, and I really am reading a lot now. So I'll sip some tea, read a book, or I'll sip some tea, watch a movie, just being honest. I sometimes I'm on my phone, but I'm really trying to stop that. But I would say establish one way you can help yourself sleep better is establish a bedtime routine. And I would suggest eliminate a lot of the screens. A lot of us do go to sleep to TV, but at least your phone, like try to get off your phone because like that backlight on that phone, literally it like ignites your brain up. I guess it's sending dopamine hits. I don't know. But establishing a nighttime routine is so important. So that's a big way. Number 2, which kind of does cost money, but I would invest in your bedroom. Get some good sheets, get a pillow, maybe get a diffuser that sends off essential oils. Um, Create a comfy bedroom environment. One thing I notice is I sleep so much better when my room is clean. I sleep so much better when my bed is like not really messy, when it's more so put together, where the sheets are kind of crispy, when I have a candle going, or just anything. So invest in your bedroom, um, create and establish a bedtime routine. Now that I've incorporated those things, it really helps. Like I look forward to my bedtime drink, my bedtime tea, or my sleepy girl mocktail. TikTok, I was about to say TikTok created, but the TikTok girlies put me on to this sleepy girl mocktail. It's literally tart cherry juice with a little sparkling water in it and like a spoonful of magnesium powder. Listen, my body is it feels like I just got a deep tissue massage and I fall into a deep sleep. And it's not like melatonin or a sleeping pill, it's a natural way of relaxing your body. So, yeah, find out what works for you and do that. Tip number 6 into becoming and stepping into your health queen era is cultivate some stress management practices. I've said it once before, I'll say it again. I am somebody who has dealt with anxiety, and I've had to learn ways to lower my stress because my stress can get out of control at times. You got to take care of yourself. You've got to find what works for you. What works for your friend may not work for you. You got to get to know who you are. And stress is literally the number one killer. And so to be a healthy queen, you've got to know that like life is going to bring stress. None of us are exempt from stress, but all of us can establish stress management techniques that can help us when we're faced with stressful situations, when we're faced with stress at work, in our family life, in our personal life, all of that. So, yeah, maybe it's yoga, maybe it's Pilates, maybe it's um, face masks, maybe it's going to therapy, maybe it's, I don't know, whatever you thought of when I said stress management techniques, well, maybe it's that. One of my ways to um, lower stress is to make a fun tea drink. I love experimenting with teas, and I love just being like a barista at home, and that's just fun for me. I like to do self-care nights, so that's face masks, that's lotioning, exfoliating, um, and scrolling on Pinterest. I understand that life is demanding. It's so demanding, and I have to stay on top of my stress. And I gotta just do things to prevent stress, do things to prevent burnout. So, yeah, that's a very big way to step into your healthy queen era is to develop some stress management techniques. And like I said, it's gonna be different for everybody, but we can all do it. And a lot of times, there are things that we can do at home. We don't have to go out and book a big massage, although that's a great way if you could do monthly massages. But if you can't, you can do stuff at home. You can literally go to the dollar store and create a whole self care night if you really wanted to. So you have to be intentional about it. Nobody's here to parent you, nobody's here to tell you what to do. You gotta put your foot down and say, hey, I'm going to take care of me. I'm going to be a healthy girl. I'm going to be a healthy queen. Not girl, queen. I was going to share tip 7 that I wrote down, but I put engage in self care. So we just hit on that. Wow. Engage in self care, whatever that looks like to you. Do it. It's so important. I feel like I mention self care in every episode, but it's so important. And it's something that I struggled with for so long. I didn't do. I think I said I was doing it, maybe because I was doing a face mask. But was the face mask really serving me? Was the face mask really helping me with burnout? That's why it's important to get to know yourself. And yeah, it probably was helping some, but there was other things that I needed to be doing. I needed to be slowing down in other areas. I needed to be going to therapy. I needed to be journaling. I needed to be in my prayer closet more. I needed to be doing all these other things. So, yeah, get to know yourself. What do you need to stay balanced? What do you need to stay low stress? And yeah, we're all so different. So I can't just tell you to do this one thing. Because if I could tell you, hey, make yourself a cup of tea, what if you hate tea? So get to know yourself. Step into your healthy queen era. We're flying through this. Tip number 8, connect with nature. Listen, I feel like when we started this episode, I started talking about how nature teaches us so many things. We are not supposed to be inside all day. We are not supposed to sit under artificial lighting and in a regulated uh, air atmosphere all day. We're supposed to get outside and get some fresh air. The sun is supposed to give you your vitamins. Not all of them, but it does give you vitamin D, which affects your mood. Getting in nature is so important. And I'm not saying you have to be a nature girl, but go outside, breathe in some air. And I know our air is kind of polluted, but hey, the inside of your home is no better. That AC that's pumping out of your AC unit is probably dangerous. No, but yeah, get outside. Find some trails, go to a park, have a picnic outside. Um, the weather's getting good too. And listen, I can already feel my mood just being higher than normal when I'm outside, always. So, yeah, maybe your daily movement, the first tip we mentioned, can be you going outside for 10 minutes, walking up and down your driveway. I don't know. When I get outside, I like to observe the different sounds and watch different birds and squirrels. Like it's relaxing and it might be relaxing to you too. So, yeah, I love nature. Ooh, I love nature. My top favorite like vacation thing to do is to like go to the mountains or go to a national park and walk some trails. Like I just feel so at peace. Um, so yeah, get out of nature, go to the beach. I wish I lived by a beach. Oh, if I could go on a long walk on the beach after a long day, bruh, who I don't even know who I would be. I would love that. Maybe I need to go do like a beach weekend trip. I don't know. But yeah, get outside, boo. Tip number 9, build meaningful connections. Our health is like a pie chart. There's physical health, there's emotional health, there's spiritual health, there's mental health. And yeah, I think that it's important that we don't think physical health is more important than emotional health. And these meaningful connections really help with our emotional health. Spending time with friends, your loved ones, your family, calling them, meeting up for coffee, seeing people, not isolating yourself is so important if you want to be a well rounded, healthy queen. Because you can do all the sit ups, pull ups, squats, but if emotionally you are suffering, you're not a healthy queen. And maybe you don't know a lot of people. Volunteer in your community. Um, Stay in the lobby after you go to church. Uh, Maybe go to happy hour at work. I don't know. But try to build connections because emotionally, like, you can't isolate yourself if you really want to be that girl. And I'm not saying to throw yourself at people, but it's important to have one or two people that you can spend time with and talk to and laugh with. It really helps your health. And so, yeah, I would say build some meaningful relationships. And that's not about quantity, it's really about quality. So sometimes we think that that means going wide with people, but a lot of time it means going deeper with people. And so, yeah, establish some connections. Maybe reach out to that person that you've been really wanting to hang out with and see, hey, can we get coffee? Um, yeah. So build those connections, build that emotional well-being. And it just helps to laugh. Surround yourself with people who make you laugh, who are silly, who are fun, who make you forget about how serious life is. Like, it's so important for our health to laugh. We don't laugh enough. So surround yourself with people who give you childlike joy. Yeah, that's what I like to do. I like to laugh. Like, if I can laugh with you, oh yeah, let's hang out. Because life is so serious sometimes. Surround yourself with people who don't take it that serious. Last but not least, to wrap all of this up, to step into our healthy queen era, we are going to practice gratitude. I challenge you to start each day with a gratitude practice. So I don't always do this, but one thing I'm trying to do is as soon as I wake up, I go, thank you, Lord, for waking me up this morning. Thank you for my life. Um, and maybe you do something similar, but that's something that I really want to start practicing. I really want to start outwardly expressing how grateful I am for my life, for my health, for my family, for my friends. I'm just so blessed, and I always feel better when I think about those things. It's so easy to think about the hard things in life, even when you're walking in so many of the things that you prayed for, so many of the things that you once thought were never going to be possible for you. And so it's really important to practice showing and expressing gratitude for those things. Some people have gratitude journals. Some people say a prayer. Whatever you need to do, take 2 minutes out of your day, 1 minute out of your day to say something that you're grateful for. And to step it up a notch, maybe even express to somebody else how you're grateful for them. When you have gratitude, it makes you feel so rich. When you really think about all the things that you have, you most of the time will feel like the richest person ever. I want to get away from focusing on the things that I don't have because I have so much. I think about my life. I have so much. I am so rich. I am. And I feel so stupid when I get stuck on something so small. When I got all of this, when I'm walking in all these blessings, when I'm walking in prayers that I once prayed. So, yeah, we shared 10 tips. That was fun. That was fast. Thank y'all for listening. Um, I'm curious to know which one you're going to step into this week. Show me. Tell me which one because I want to know. um, yeah, we're healthy queens. Yes, we are. All right. Thank y'all for listening to this episode. I know it was a little different, but it's something that was on my mind. So just wanted to share it. I love y'all. Thank y'all. Be blessed. See y'all next time. Bye bye.